Okay, well, good afternoon, everyone. So before we get started here, I just wanna make sure everybody can hear me okay, because I know we had some technical difficulties today, because actually the electricity went out at the university, so that's why I had to reschedule this online class. But can you guys, if you could type in the comment section sorry, in the YouTube chat box, can you hear me okay? So can you just real quick before we get started, can you? It looks like there's a little bit of a delay. Darn it! So it looks like the internet's still a little slow for right now. But I want you guys. Can you please type in the comment section to make sure that you can hear me okay? All right. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get started. But if you could just type in the YouTube chat box that you can hear me okay. All right. Okay. So for those of you that didn't watch last week, so we're doing it's a complimentary. Let me wash off the camera here. Okay, all right, a little better. Okay, so for those of you, if this is your first week, so last week we started, it's going to be like for the summer term here at Rangsit University, this is going to be, this is like a complimentary or free online IELTS preparation class for the writing section. So for last week and this week, we're going to cover, last week I introduced the task 1 writing, which entails you have these visual displays, or visual like a table, a chart, a line graph, and what you have to do is you have to extract or take the information and then summarize it in your own words. So you have to summarize it within 150 words. So that's basically what the course is about. So last week and this week we're going to do task 1. And then starting next week, for another 5 weeks, then we're going to do task 2. Okay, which task 2, that's going to be the more, it's the more important task. So task 1, it's just simply you get a visual display and you summarize the information. Task 2, starting next week, that's going to be more of like a short essay. So task 1, just a review from last week. Task 1, 150 words. Task 2, 250 words. And all of this, for task 1 and task 2, I think the most difficult part is it has to be done within 1 hour. Okay, so task 1, typically you want to spend only 20 minutes on. So very quickly interpret the data or the meaning of the charts or tables, and then write 150 words. And then the task 2, very quickly read the scenario or the topic, and very quickly form your opinion and write at least 250 words. All right. So let me check to see how many. Only 2 people here. But okay. Oh, it looks like Edison is here. Edison said okay. Okay, thank you. And Tapu, thank you. Okay. So it looks like we only have 2 people here, but that's okay. It's a free class for those of you that want to join. And it's something that we're trying out new for the summer term. Yeah, it's a little hot here because I have an air conditioner right above me. So I had to turn it off because it's really noisy. So, but then the thing about it is it's a little hot in this room. But okay. All right, so what I want to do now is we're going to get into the lesson here. Okay, good. So it looks like we have 2 people join us. All right, so first of all, what I want to talk about is I want to talk about the format of a typical paragraph. Okay, so when you're writing a paragraph. So, and I think we covered this last week. You have the topic sentence, and then you have the supporting sentences. So generally, for a paragraph, you want to have at least 3 supporting sentences, and then your conclusion. Okay, so this is a typical paragraph, or academic paragraph. But when you're doing an IELTS, it's going to be a little different. okay? So for the introductory paragraph, it's going to be usually 2 or 3 sentences. So for the task 1, okay? Generally, it's going to be, actually for both task 1 and task 2, but for today, we're just focusing on the task 1. So you're going to have, for the IELTS exam, about 2 sentences. You just want to give a short introduction about what the, either the pie chart or the line graph or the table of what it's about. And then you go into the body paragraph. So then the body paragraph, you're going to have, you generally you want to have a typical paragraph, okay? And then for the conclusion, basically you're just going to summarize basically the topic. And generally the topic and the conclusion, that you want to make sure that they're connected, all right? So one thing is you do not want to make sure, you don't want to write the exact same thing, but you want to write a paraphrased version of it, okay? So for example, you could say that if the topic is, if I think, so for example, I say, I think that the most exciting sport in the world is basketball. And then for my concluding sentence, I would say something like, and these are the reasons why I think basketball is so much fun to watch, okay? So you can see that the topic sentence, the concluding sentences, they're basically have the same idea, but they don't use the exact same words. So that's the important thing to keep in mind. All right, so let me go to the next one here. Okay, oh wow, so now, okay, so I'm not sure how should I put it? How this is going to go, because I think there may be a little delay. Yeah, it looks like there's still a little delay. But what I'll do, I'm going to read the paragraph here, and then we're going to choose the correct topic sentence. Okay. All right. So I'm going to read this, and if you guys, I guess we only have one person here right now, and I'm assuming that's Edison. So Edison, if you, oh, Tapu said hello, okay. So then if either of you know the answer, you want to type in the chat box if it's A, B, or C, okay? So, all right, so now the sentence goes, or the paragraph goes, I usually go skiing every weekend in the winter, even though it is expensive. I love the feeling of flying down a mountain. The views are beautiful from the top of a mountain and along the trails. Even the danger of falling and getting hurt can't keep me away from the slopes on a winter day. Okay, so does anybody know what is, oh wow, now we have 3 people, but it looks like there's a short lag, but you guys want to type in, okay, what do you think, what is the topic sentence? Okay, so it says, I usually go skiing every weekend in the winter, even though it is expensive. I love the feeling of flying down a mountain. The views are beautiful from the top of a mountain and along the trails. Even the danger of falling and getting hurt can't keep me away from the slopes on a winter day. Okay, so I think, I'm thinking maybe that the topic sentence is, I'm thinking it's skiing is my favorite sport. Well, let's see if I was right. Even though I did type this in. Yes, so skiing is my favorite sport. Okay, so this would be, oh good, very good. So Edison or GD, you said B, so you were correct. So good job, Edison. All right, so let's go to the next one here. Okay. So now the second one is, so North Americans send cards for many occasions. They send cards to family and friends on birthdays and holidays. They also send thank you cards, get well cards, graduation cards, and congratulation cards. It is very common to buy cards in stores and send them through the mail. But sending cards over the internet is also popular. Okay, so what do you guys think? for this sentence or for this paragraph? What do you think would be the topic sentence? Okay, so obviously it's about cards. So A says sending cards is very popular in North America. Okay. Birthday cards are most popular. But if it's birthday cards, but they're also talking about graduation cards, congratulation cards, thank you cards. So there's more than that. So probably it's not going to be B. And it is important to send thank you cards. Okay, again, for C, it's talking about thank you cards, but also they're listing all these other cards like get well cards, graduation cards, and congratulation cards, birthdays, holidays. So probably it's not B or C. So then the correct answer is going to be A. Okay, so A. So sending cards is very popular in North America. All right. So so yeah, a great way of going. Maybe it may sound a little okay. Good. Oh, Ming, you said C. C. No, it's not C. It's not C. It's A. So Jili and Tapu. So good job. Okay. So so yeah, I mean, when you're going through this, a good, if you're not sure about what the answer is, okay, Ming, good job. It's A. Okay. So yeah, a good way of doing this, it's what we call this. Here, let me type it here for those of you who are here. We call it's the process of elimination. So if you don't know what the answer is, so you can go through. Let's go back to the previous page. So you can go through, and you said, okay, birthday cards. Okay, so I know it's not birthday cards because we have birthday cards, but also holiday cards, get well cards, graduation. So you know it's not B. And C, you know it's not C. So then the answer has to be A. Okay, all right. So now let's go to number 3. Okay, so again, I'm going to read this. And if you guys know the answer, please type it in the chat box. Okay, so I enjoy summer sports like water skiing and baseball. Or I enjoy summer sports like water skiing and baseball. The weather is usually sunny and hot, so I can go to the beach almost every day. Gardening is my hobby, and I spend many summer days working in my garden. Unfortunately, the days pass too quickly in summer. Okay. So now what do you guys think? What would be the topic sentence for this? So it says, I like to garden in summer. Okay. So you look at this, so it says they like to garden in the summer. Gardening is my hobby. Okay. But what about all these other things like sports? Okay. So maybe A is not it. B, summer is my favorite season. This could be it because he's listing all the things he likes to do. And, sorry, I made a mistake here. Summer is too short. Not T-O, but T-O-O. Sorry, I'll have to fix that later, but okay. So it's not A. B, it could be B. And summer is too short. He doesn't say anything about being too short. So not C. So probably it's going to be B. So let's see. Okay, Edison, you wrote B. All right, let's see what we got here. B. Okay, good. So this is a good tool to use, using the process of elimination. All right. So if you're not sure about what the answer is, you try to eliminate or cross off the answers you know that are not correct. All right. All right. Let's go to the next one. I think we have about six practice ones here. So now, first of all, we need money to repair old roads and build new roads. We also need more to pay teachers' salaries and to pay for services such as trash collection. Finally, more tax money is needed to give financial help to the poor citizens of the city. It is clear that the city will have serious problems if taxes are not raised soon. Okay, so remember what I said earlier, that the topic sentence and the concluding sentence, they have to be connected in some way. So they're not going to be the exact. You don't want them to say the exact same thing, but you want them to be similar and have the same message. Okay. So it says here. So it is clear that the city will have serious problems if taxes are not raised soon. Okay. So that there tells you that then they're talking about raising taxes. So then if you look down at the options A, B, or C, the one that stands out the most is A. We should raise city taxes. Okay, so that's another way. If you're trying to figure out a topic sentence, a good strategy is to look at the concluding sentence. All right, because you're going to want to make sure. Okay, very good job, Edison. Yeah, there's a short delay. But yeah, you want to make sure. Okay, Ming, good job. But yeah, you want to make sure that your topic sentence and your concluding sentence, make sure they're connected. All right? Okay, and Tapu. All right, so we got 3 A's. All right, good job, you guys. Okay, all right, so now let's move to the next one. Okay, so now this is going to be practice number 5. Okay, so for example, a person can have breakfast in New York, board an airplane, and have dinner in Paris. A businesswoman in London can instantly place an order with a factory in Hong Kong by sending a fax. Furthermore, a boy in Tokyo can turn on a TV and watch a baseball game being played in Los Angeles. So, what do you think? What would be the topic sentence? Okay, so, let's see here. So A is airplanes have changed our lives. Okay, that can be true with the first one, but the second one is about a woman placing an order by sending a fax. So a fax is not an airplane. So probably not B. And another mistake, another typo. Shouldn't be he, it should be the fax machine was an important invention. So this could be true for the second example, but for the first example, it can't be true because there's no fax machine. They're talking about an airplane. So then the correct answer should be B. So advances in technology have made the world seem smaller. Okay. All right. So Oka, Edison, good. You got B. Good job. Next one is, okay. So now, one thing you must consider is the quality of the university's educational program. You also need to think about the school's size and location. Finally, you must be sure to consider the university's tuition to make sure you can afford to go to school there. Okay, so generally the theme on this is university or college. Okay, so that's like the topic or main idea, or that's the topic. So A says it is expensive to attend a university in the U.S. So actually that's true, very true, but that's not really what they're talking about here in the paragraph. So I don't think they're not talking about. Okay, they are. The last one is talking about something you could afford, but the first two examples, the price has nothing to do with it. So maybe not that. Probably not A. And then there are several factors to consider when you choose a university to attend. Okay, that could be it, because here you have one thing, and then you also need, that's the second one, and finally there's 3. So that could be it. That's probably, not could be. It's probably, but let's see C. You should consider getting a good education. Okay, I guess that they're talking about the first one. One thing you must consider is the quality. Okay, all right, good. But as so now Geely or Edison says B, Tapu says C. Let's see who's correct. Who is it? Who's correct? It is B. Okay, so all right, so good try, you guys. But okay, so Edison and Ming, you got B. Okay, so good job. Okay, so actually, Tapu, if you're looking at C, C is you should consider getting a good education. So that's true for, whoopsie, Let me go back here. Sorry. That's true for the last one, for the last sentence. But that's not true for the two middle sentences. Okay? All right, so now, next one is, sorry. Next one, okay. So now we're going to be talking about is concluding sentences, okay? So for the first part for today, it was kind of like a review, to review topic sentences. Now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about concluding sentences. Okay, so the final sentence of a paragraph is called a concluding sentence. It sums up the main points or restates the main idea in a different way. A sentence that sums up the paragraph reminds the reader of what the writer's main idea and supporting points were. A sentence that restates the main idea should give the same information in a slightly different way, perhaps by using different words or by using different word order. A concluding sentence should not introduce a new point. Okay, so two important things here, okay? The most important one, a concluding sentence should never introduce something new. Do not introduce a new idea to a paragraph. So keep this in mind. One paragraph, one idea, all right? So you never introduce a new idea into a paragraph for a concluding sentence, because then the reader is going to get confused. Or, no, wait a minute, why are we talking about this? So you want to make sure it's easy for the reader to understand of what you're talking about, okay? And the second one is right here. A sentence that restates the main idea should give the same information in a slightly different way, okay? So again, basically what they're saying is you want to have the same idea, but you don't want it to be word for word the same. So you want to make sure that for your, here, let me type this here. So make sure that for your topic sentence and your concluding sentence, you want to make sure that you paraphrase it, okay? Make sure you paraphrase it. And I noticed that Tapu, so thank you for posting the link. I guess I forgot to do that. Yeah, it's been a kind of a busy day here, because I got here this morning. I was getting all ready. Actually, I got here to Building 7, got my computer set up. Then I go over to Building 11, because we have to do the thumbprint. You know, they want to make sure all the teachers come every day. So I had to do that. And then I check my desk in Building 11, check everything to make sure no messages. So then I come back out. I go in the elevator closes, elevator starts to go down, and the power went out. So this is the first time I've been in and in Thailand, the power goes out at least once a month. Not just at the university, but everywhere. Even my house, the power goes off for a few hours, and then yeah. But this is the first time I've ever been stuck in an elevator, and I was stuck between the second floor and the mezzanine level. So right as I got in, door closed, it started to go down, and the power went off, and inside the elevator, all black, and I started to get a little scared, because I am this a little bit, not so bad, but a little bit. So I'm a little claustrophobic. So I don't like small spaces. So if I get stuck in a small space, and when I'm breathing, I get a little uncomfortable. So that's why I've been snorkeling one time. Yeah, I don't want to do it again, so then when I got in, and then the backup generator started working again, so the light went on in the elevator, but still it didn't move. I'm pressing the phone button, and I kept yelling, "Hello, hello," and then someone answered in Thai. I have no idea what they're saying. But then the generator kicked on, and then there's like a recording in the elevator that said, "Please, when the doors open, please leave. And I'm thinking, the doors are closed, what's going on? But eventually, after a couple minutes, the elevator started to move, door opened up, and I ran out. And I got off at the mezzanine level and then walked down the stairs. So, yeah, a little frightening this morning, but okay. So, yeah, so but basically, getting back to what we were talking about, concluding sentences, make sure you never introduce a new topic. Never, okay? And then the second one is make sure that your topic sentence, concluding sentence, make sure they have the same message, but make sure the sentence is paraphrased. Okay, you don't want to have the same word for word for a topic sentence and the concluding sentence, because it sounds really stupid. Really, I mean, people will think, oh, well, this is not really exciting. So you just want to make sure you paraphrase it. Okay? All right, so next one. Okay, so now we're going to let's do the concluding sentence practice. All right, so I'm going to read this, and hopefully that'll, because I know there is a little delay in between what I say and what you guys see. So hopefully by reading it, it'll give you guys a chance to figure out what the answer is. Okay, so let's start off here. So now, walking is the best exercise. First, walking is free. So people don't need to buy a gym membership to do it. Second, a person can walk wherever they live. Third, studies show that walking outside not only burns calories, but also helps the person to feel happy and optimistic. Okay, so again, remember, you want the topic sentence and the concluding sentence to be connected, to basically have the same message. All right, so let's go through the answers here. So for these reasons, walking is an excellent form of exercise. Okay, so it's basically saying topic sentence, best exercise. Here it's saying walking is an excellent form of exercise. So on first glance, A looks like the answer, but let's see B. In conclusion, walking does not cost cost any money. So, yeah, it's basically it backs up the first sentence. Walking is free, but it doesn't back up the other information here. So probably B is not the answer. Okay, and then C. In summary, many people love to walk. Okay. So Ming and Edison, they both say A. I'm thinking A too, because you look at in summary, many people love to walk. Okay, that backs up the third statement. And Tapu said A too, so we got 3 A's. So that looks like let's see what the correct answer is, and it is A. Yes, very good. Okay, so again, just an easy way to find the answer is to find a way with the topic sentence and the concluding sentence that they match. All right? So let's see what we got. Ooh, no. Only down to 2 people. We did have 7, I saw, but now it's down to only 2. So maybe people, they came to the feed and then they heard me talking about an elevator. And then they left, but it's okay. All right, so next one. Okay, concluding sentence practice 2. Okay, so now, families should take a vacation at least once a year. On vacation, families can spend time together without distractions from work and school. Also, during a trip, families can explore new places and activities together, which is fun. Finally, sorry, I need some water. Finally, families can relax together without the stresses of daily life. So yeah, so generally, most of you know that during class, I never read. So I always get students to read. But since we're doing this live class on YouTube, so basically I have to talk. All right. So, and for my other online classes, for the actual summer courses, I'm using WebEx. But when you record WebEx, the quality is really not that great. So that's why we're using We're actually using a system, it's called OBS system, and live streaming that to YouTube. But okay, so let's see. So the answer, what would the answer be? Okay, so let's see, A. In summary, families need vacations together to rest and enjoy others' company. Okay, there's rest. I mean, this one could be. Families need vacations to see new places. Huh. So yeah, this one supports the middle sentence, okay, but not the other ones. And finally, vacations are good for single people too. Okay, I'm not sure where single people came in there, but here they're talking about families can spend time together. And then that next one's family, and family. So probably C is not the correct answer. Let's see what you guys said. Oh, everyone said A, so I'm thinking probably it's going to be A then, right? Let's see what the answer is. A, yes, okay, all right, very good. So everyone got it right. And then, wow, now we're back up to 6 people. Wow, okay. All right, so now let's go to the next example. Okay, so it is important to study history. The past can help us make better decisions in the present. Also, knowing about important historical leaders, wars, and events can help us understand cultures, people, and politics. Finally, learning about unusual people, places, and events in history is fascinating. Huh, okay. So let's see. A, it says, in summary, history is a popular subject. Okay. I'm not sure about that. I mean, for me, I loved history in school. I love learning about history, and I love going on YouTube and watching historical videos. But this one, maybe not the concluding sentence for this paragraph, because the first one, they're talking about how important it is, and also knowing about different things, and then learning about different things. So probably not A. And then B is, this is why everyone loves history. Okay. Not everybody loves history. I know I love history class, but I've come across some people who they didn't like history. And then C is, in conclusion, there are many reasons people should study history. Okay, so this one could be it, because they're talking about the first one, second one, third one. Okay, let's see what everyone said. Edison said C. Okay, let's see what the answer is. C. Okay, good job, Edison. All right. So actually, this is actually a good strategy for a concluding sentence. So, if you're trying to think of a good concluding sentence, and you can't think of one, okay, and you can't think of one, an easy way is said, and these are the reasons why I think blah, blah, blah. So in this case, you could say, the topic sentence is, it is important to study history. And then an easy way to write a concluding sentence is say, and these are the reasons why I think it is vital to know about history. Okay? So again, you see how I didn't use the word important, but I used vital. So you want to try to use a synonym for some of the important words in the topic sentence. Okay? All right. So yeah, again, you want to try, you can use this phrase. And these, whoopsie, type here. And these are the reasons why blah, blah, blah. So again, if you're writing an essay and you're trying to think of a concluding sentence for your paragraph, and you don't know, let's say you're having writer's block, and you don't know what to say, easy one is you can say, and these are the reasons why, I think or I believe that it is vital to study history. Okay? Or it is vital to learn about history. Okay. So let's go to the next one here. So example. Oh, I think maybe we're done with that one. Oh yes, yes. Okay, all right. So we're done with the with the uh, with the practicing for the concluding sentences. So we covered the topic sentences, concluding sentences. So now what I want to go to is I want to go into detail about the structure of the of an IELTS Task 1 writing. Okay, so this is the structure for the IELTS Task 1 writing part. Okay, so this is going to be an example of something that you will get. Okay, you're going to get some visual display, whether it's like here, this one looks like kind of like a table. Well, not a table. It's like, but this is some sort of visual display. You're going to get either a table, you're going to get a bar chart, a pie chart. You could have a graph. So any sort of visual display. That what you need to do is you need to take that information and pull it out and summarize it in an easy way so that everybody can understand. Oh, Edison said, good job. Okay, all right, thank you. So that's what you want to do is you want to take the information, pull it out, and then summarize it for an easy way for people to understand. And again, for the students that have been in my classes, I always tell students, you want to have at least 5 sentences in each paragraph. You have your topic sentence, 3 supporting sentences, 1 conclusion. For the IELTS, it's different. Okay, so for the introduction, generally it's going to be, because you only have to write 150 words, and you're only going to have 20 minutes to do it. So what you want to do is you want to keep the introduction short. Okay, and so you look here, let's look here. So it says top 10 countries with largest population in millions. All right, so that's the topic right there. So let's look at the example for the actual writing part. Okay. So this right here, this would be a typical answer. So you look here, there's 203 words. All right. So the minimum is 150 words. Okay, so this would be okay. All right. The only thing is you have to write at least the minimum. There is no max, but remember, there is a max time. So I wouldn't spend a lot of time on task 1. All right. So let's go. Let's look back here. So it said top 10 countries with largest population, and the table compares the population of the world's top 10 countries in 2019 with projected numbers in 2100, okay? So that's basically what they're doing is they're just taking this title, right? And they're just putting it into a sentence. And remember, in any sentence, you need to have a topic and a verb, okay? So this right here is a topic. And then you can see that what they did is that they added the verb to make it a complete sentence. All right, so the table compares. Okay, this is the action word. The population of the world's top 10 countries in 2019 with projected numbers in 2100. Okay. All right, then let's go back down to the concluding, not really paragraph, but to the conclusion. So it said, except for China and Brazil, all other projections show an increase between 2019 and 2100, but there is a significant shuffling of position by some countries, the elimination of others, and the introduction of new contenders for a top 10 placing. Oh, sorry, I forgot that period there. But and if you look here, the word significant, so this is actually one of the vocabulary words we talked about in last week's class. So if you have a chance, also, I would actually go over those the key IELTS vocabulary words that we introduced in last week's class. So that's very helpful. Okay. Then what we're going to get into is the body paragraph. All right. So now let me read this first. Let me see. Are there no questions? Okay. Good. All right. So then the first body paragraph says in 2019, China had the highest population of 1,439 million, with India second on 1,380 million. However, by 2100, India is projected to have the highest population of 1,551 million, with China second on 941 million, down 498 million since 2019. Although the U.S. is projected to increase its population from 331 million to 478 million, it steps down from third to fourth place, being overtaken by Nigeria. Wow. Which moves up from the seventh place with 206 million to a total of 730 million, representing a massive. Now here's another keyword from. I'm not sure if we used that last week, but this is another keyword you should use. With a massive increase of 524 million, Brazil drops from sixth place in 2019 with 213 down to 10th in 2100 on 177 million, a decrease, this is another word we talked about last week, of 36 million. Okay, so it looks like what they did here was they went through and they kind of talked about the top ones here. So they talked about China, India, U.S. I know they talked about Brazil. So it looks like they picked most of the information here. Okay, then let's go to the second body paragraph. So 3 of the top 10 populous countries in the world will no longer be among the top 10 in 2100, and all 3 will be supplanted by rapidly growing nations in Africa. So basically, what they're doing here is they're doing another. Is basically they're summarizing the information. So then they're talking about countries that will not be in the list for next year or for 2100. All right. So this is a sample writing, and again, that website that I posted last week, this is where I got this from, and they got hundreds. I'd say hundreds. They got almost 200 examples of IELTS Task 1 writing. So if you're worried about the Task 1, I would highly recommend going to this website and practicing it on there. But again, I want to stress that academic writing and IELTS writing, they're different, okay? So what you do in the classroom at university is going to be different than the writing that you do if you have to take an IELTS exam, okay? So basically the introduction, it's going to be more concise. So this one, only 1 sentence. I would try to go for maybe just 2 sentences. And then the body paragraph, so this one right here, it's very informative. And if you get something like this with lots of numbers, make sure that you use the numbers. All right? So just don't say that, China had the highest and India was second. And you want to make sure that you include the data. So that's what they're also looking for. Making sure that you can summarize the information and make sense of all the numerical data. Okay, let's go next. Let's go to the next example. Sorry, is going to be this one now. So this one, what they're doing is they're talking about. See here. So they're talking about the main reasons for working from home. So like what we used to call telecommuting. So it's basically you don't have to go to your job. You can do your work at your house, which I do sometimes. Now that we're teaching online, so I did that in April and May. So that's when the university was closed. So that's when I did it. But yeah, so this one they're talking about. It looks like they're the main reasons for working from home. So the top part, generally, it looks like there are three reasons. So one is to save money, another one is to become more productive, and the last one is easier childcare. So childcare meaning, for example, a family if they have little children, what do they do? Because if they have to go to work, then they have to pay someone to watch their children for them. So in this case, if they stay at home, they can just relax at home with their children, and they won't have to pay someone to watch them. Then the bottom part here, it says hours work from home. Okay, so this is generally, and I haven't looked at the next page yet, but generally what it's saying is there are 3 reasons why people work from home, and the second part is how many hours they spend at home working, okay, and breaking up between males and females. Okay, so most of the people is they want to save money, and then they want easier, and then for females they want easier healthcare. So look here. So it looks like for the reasons for working at home, looks like it's more important for women or for females in terms of childcare. It looks like the men don't really care. But yeah, it looks like for both male and female, the reasons that they work from home is to save money. Okay, for me, in my case, it's easier to work from home, to teach online from home. But obviously, as you see now, I'm not at home. I'm in Building 7. So probably the reason why I'm not doing this at home is that the internet here is a lot faster at the university compared to my house. Okay, and then down here, it's looking about hours worked from home, differences between male and females. So it looks like, oh wow, look at that. So that men who work a lot from home, or sorry, the people who work over 30 hours a week at home are men versus women, only 6%. Wow, that's a big difference. And then you look at under 10, so mostly it's women and a lot fewer for men. So it looks like it's completely different. But then between 10 and 30, they're almost they're very similar, 16 to 22%. Okay, so let's see what they wrote. Okay, so this is a different strategy. This is what they did here was they actually put a lot of for their introductory paragraph. They didn't really have an introductory paragraph, but they put a lot of information in it. And then the second paragraph, a lot of information in it. And then for the conclusion that they stated, to sum up, it can be seen that men and women do not always give the same reasons for home working, and in general, men work longer hours from home. Okay, so basically what they're doing is they're summarizing the information. So let's read what they wrote for the first paragraph. So, the bar chart illustrates the reasons men and women chose to work from home in 2019. Overall, saving money was the main reason for both males and females. In contrast, approximately a quarter of males put productivity as a reason, which was twice as high as the female response. Okay, now this is another good keyword to use. So twice as, you say twice as high, twice as low, okay? Twice as high as the female response. For childcare, the pattern was different again, with almost a quarter of the females giving this information compared to very few males. Okay, so let's go back here. Okay, so basically what they did was, for the first paragraph, what they did was they summarized this information right here, and I'm assuming the next paragraph they're going to be summarizing this information. So let's see what they wrote. The table shows the hours men and women worked from home in 2019. The vast majority of males worked over 30 hours per week, contrasting, and this is another good keyword, contrasting with a minority of females doing similar hours. This pattern is reversed when examining the under 10 hours category, with almost 3/4 of females working this amount compared to only 3% of males. The 10 to 30 hours per week category shows fewer marked differences. All right, so basically that's what they did was, oopsie, sorry. What they did was, they just, get this here. Okay, so basically what they first paragraph, they summarized here, second paragraph summarized here. But I personally, what I would recommend is actually, I would also, even though you have 182 words already, I would actually have a short introduction. So, and again, so for the first one, their introduction was only one sentence. So what I would do, I would actually have a short one-sentence introduction here, and then the first body paragraph would be summarizing this part, and then the second body paragraph summarizing this part, and then the last, not even paragraph, the last sentence is just summarizing all the data up together in one sentence. So that's what I would recommend. One introductory sentence here, and then two very detailed body paragraphs, and then one concluding sentence. All right. All right. So now we have one more here, one more example. Okay. Wow. So this one here, it looks like the topic says changes in percentage of population in urban areas. All right. So basically, what this is, and again, if you guys have any questions or comments, so Jili Ning said, "Good job." I'm not sure who that's for, but if it's for me, thank you. All right, but again, if you have any comments or questions, be sure to ask me. Okay. All right. So now let's go here. So the title here says changes in percentage of populations in urban areas. So urban means like a city. Okay. So they're talking about the changes in population. So it looks like here is, this is very interesting. So you have, it looks like separated by continents. You have Africa, Asia, Europe, Latin America, North America, and last one here. Okay. So it looks like they're going by the years. So the color of the building depicts the year. So looks like what? Darker blue is 1950. So let's look at Africa. The population in Africa was 15. Okay. Not sure if is that in millions? Probably millions. And then 2017, it looks like it more than doubled. And then in the projected for 2050, the next 30 years, it's projected to go to up to 62, and they did that for each continent. So that's pretty easy to analyze. So what you do, and again, right here, you have it said for the introduction, it says the graph compares the growth in percentage of population living in urban areas in 6 different regions of the world. Okay, good. You can either say in 6 different continents or in 6 different regions. So both are okay. And so what this does is it gives the reader, a direct information about what they're going to read about. Okay, and it looks like there's no conclusion. So and this one looks like only 155 words. So again, the absolute minimum 150, but there is no. I would say try, if you could, try to write 200 words. So I would actually recommend a conclusion here, just a short summary of all the information. So let's read the first body paragraph. So it says, according to the chart, between 1950 and 2007, the percentage of the world population living in cities in Latin America and the Caribbean almost doubled, from 42% to 76%, whereas in Europe it only increased 21%. However, in Europe, over half the people already lived in cities in 1950. Okay, so this one, it looks like they're talking about Latin America and the Caribbean and Europe. Okay, so Latin America and Europe. So it looks like they're just comparing these two. Okay, and then next paragraph. When we compare the projected increases in Asia and Europe by 2050, we see that in Asia, the percentage will continue to grow at the same speed, with a further increase of 25%, whereas in Europe, the change will be slower than before, increasing by only 12%. Okay? By 2050, the vast majority of people in Latin America, the Caribbean, and North America will live in cities. Even in Africa, more than half of the population will live in urban areas by then. Okay, so it looks like this could be a could be part of the conclusion, but I would actually try to have just a short introduction, good detailed at least 2 body paragraphs, and then maybe one short concluding sentence. That's what I'd recommend. Okay. All right. So this is going to be the homework for tonight. Okay. So again, I got an email from a couple of you, and again, I'll give the feedback to you this weekend. Sorry, I was really busy this week because I'm also a PhD student at Thomas Hott, so I actually had to turn in my chapter 2 of my dissertation this week. Actually, I'm going to turn it in tonight. Still not finished yet, but I will turn it in tonight. But I will get your feedback about your homework from last week by Sunday night. All right, but this is going to be the homework for tonight. Okay, so again, this is going to be the last one that we're going to do for task 1. Okay, so what I want you to do, I want you to look at this information, summarize it, and then write a short summary, 150 words, and write it in Microsoft Word, and then email it to me. And you can see, did I put my email down? No, my email's not down here. But I will, why don't I post my email for those of you that don't have it. It's going to be, let me type it here for you. Super duper ready Eddie at rsu.ac.th. Okay? So just email that to me, and then I will get that back to you ASAP. But yeah, and also I would try to utilize the vocabulary words that we learned last week. I would actually try to utilize them in here so you can practice using them, because the words we used last week, they're going to help you a lot when it comes to the time that you have to take the IELTS. If you do have to take the IELTS exam, it's going to help you out quite a bit. Okay. All right. So that about does it. Okay. So so then next week, what we're going to do next week is we're finished with task 1 now, and then so next week we're going to start working on or introducing task 2. All right, which is the more important part of the test, because that's going to account for 2/3 of your IELTS score. But okay, so we're finished for today, and I will see you guys next time. Okay. All right. So bye-bye.